All right, so one more. Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
I mean, well, yes. So, hola, buenos dias. Soy Nico. Today I'm here with Flaco, and we are going to have a sit-down interview. Get into the mental of the man behind the camera.
Of course.
Okay, so first and foremost, how did you get started in OnlyFans? Because I feel like when it comes to other social media like TikTok and Instagram, it's just natural that people gravitate towards it. But what made you feel like this is what I want to do? Put yourself on the, cam.
Well, for me, it was different. I first had a job and then I got a heart condition. Yeah, and then when I got my heart condition, I wasn't able to work anymore.
Yeah.
And bills started to come in, and I wasn't able to really afford a lot of things, including rent when I was staying with my mom. Couldn't afford car note, things like that, credit card bills.
Yeah.
So OnlyFans was kind of like a second option.
Okay.
Besides doing the traditional 9 to 5. And I started off doing it with just my feet, posting a few pictures here and there.
Yeah.
And I think that's really how all the content creators really start, something small like their feet.
Yeah.
Or just showing a little bit of cleavage.
Yeah.
And then the money was good, and then it progressed on to more income the more that I showed.
Yeah.
And then from there it just blew off.
Well, seeing as how it was basically like a survival situation because, you needed more income in your condition, did your family know? If so, what was their reaction when you first started off? Because I know when I started doing OnlyFans, first and foremost, Asia, if you're watching this, my cousin Asia, she's messy because she texted my sister going, "What is Nico doing on OnlyFans?" I'm like,
yeah. So you kind of got that whole what's going on type of thing already.
Yeah, and it's funny because she follows me, so I remember. Point is, no, we're cool. But I remember my mom, she sat down, she was like, "Nico, everybody's still in Texas. You live in New York City. If you can afford your bills, I really don't care what you're doing." So that was luckily my relationship with the dynamic.
Wow.
Yeah, so was your family receptive, or would you say there was pushback?
So my family is very small. So it's really just me, my mother, my grandmother, and 2 or 3 aunts and uncles. All of them are to themselves. They're not really in my business too much. So the only person I really needed to confide that with was my mother. Because my grandmother, she's old. You know how old people are.
They don't know how to use.
They don't know how to use technology. So everything that you're saying, they're like, whatever. But when it came to my mother, because y'all know that's my lady. I love you, Mom. That is my lady. She took it as well, what is this? And what is that? Or how are you doing this? And how are you doing like that? Is it safe? How are you getting the money? Where does it come from? She just had so many questions for me. And me and my mother growing up in the hood, and you're sort of DL and you're not really out there. For me, it was very hard to talk to my mother about certain things and certain issues revolving my sexuality.
Yeah.
So I feel like I couldn't talk to her about a lot of things. But when it came down to this, I had to just put all my walls down and just tell her look, this is what your son does. Your son still loves you, but you have to understand that people around you might see things and say things from the internet and say, well, here's your son doing this. And my thing was, Mom, what is your response to that?
Yeah.
I needed to be very clear. I need you to understand that just because your son does this does not mean that he's a bad person or that he belongs to the world. It's just something that he does to make his money.
True. No, because my mom had a similar situation where she was at work and she was showing her coworkers a picture of me because my mom, proud of me, loves me down. And one of her coworkers went, "Your son is standing next to like really popular porn stars," and she was like, "Could you not say this at
Whoa! Oh my god!
Yes, because most of her coworkers are like, "Oh, your son is this, your son is that," but then the gay one was like, "I know those other men."
It's always the gay coworker. It's always the gay coworker that clocks the T.
Yeah,
it's always the gay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, so seeing as how you have transparency with your family and your friends, how would you say it's changed the way you navigate, let's say, your personal or social life? Because I know when I started doing OnlyFans, first and foremost, dating becomes a lot more complicated because you have to go through the explanations of, oh, it's for work, and then you usually come to the compromise of, oh, let's just do something open and da 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 da. So would you say the offers have come in droves, seeing as how people are like, oh no, he's fly and sexy and all this? Or would you say it's caused more hesitation when you do date? Do you actively date? What is going on in Flaco's world?
Woo! Well, in Flaco's world, that's a valid question. I'm single right now, but I feel like OnlyFans, it opened a world that I didn't know necessarily when it came to like dating.
Really?
Yes. So sometimes it's harder to find people that want to date you, and then sometimes it's easier.
Yeah.
Like people would drop everything that they're doing to be with you.
Oh yeah.
You know. And then there's other people that have their reserves, like, oh, I couldn't date an OnlyFans content creator. I can't do this OnlyFans content creator. So that's part of the reason why I stay single until I find the right one. That's not to say I'm not talking to anybody right now. Because
we all have our prospects.
A big, nice prospect.
Right.
A nice prospect.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But no, I just also do feel that people need to understand that OnlyFans is just a way of income. Yeah. And it's not saying that you won't mess with somebody and be in a serious relationship with somebody else.
No, I definitely understand. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it is what it is. It comes with the territory.
True.
It comes with the territory. And I think that if any OnlyFans content creator, whatever you want to call it, wants to be in a relationship, they need to make sure that the other person is mentally strong to be able to deal with things that people might say about who they're dating or who they're messing with. You know what I'm saying? Because inside of this line of work, you have to be mentally strong.
Oh yeah. No, because it's an understandable emotion. Like when you see someone that you care about being attacked online, or somebody saying something about their stroke game, their body, because people tend to be very nasty if they see you online.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
no filter. They just.
Oh yeah. No, and that's the crazy part.
No consequences.
Even when I was dating like other performers, I remember one guy I was dating was like, I don't like how they be talking about you and I'm like, you don't have to go online and defend me, but it's understandable. It's just you have to know that it's gonna come with
the territory,
unfortunately. And the sad part is, this isn't like when you join OnlyFans or when you get into adult entertainment, this isn't the aspects that you're worried about. You're worried about, oh, how will my family react, or oh, will it be enough money to actually supplement my income,
the important issue.
Yeah, and that's what I always have to tell people. The industry, the issues I personally have with the field of work isn't actually with the field of work. It tends to come with like the putting you in a public eye, people having comments about your body, your appearance, It's usually the outside forces. Yeah.
And they feel like they can say whatever because they're on their phones or they're on Twitter, being able to be like,
yeah.
Like,
but that's okay. So that I guess that could lead into the next question. How do you feel about the industry since you've been in it? Seeing as how you are a very popular performer.
I feel like the industry. Well, I feel the industry is good. I feel that you have to be careful. With who you pick in this industry, because you meet a lot of people that are level-headed, and then you meet people that are not so level-headed. You know, I've come across a lot of performers that are just batshit crazy, to be honest with you. And I've never, went online and say, hey, this person does this person does that. He looks like he's on this, he looks like he's on that. because I'm not messy like that.
Yeah.
But, those are some of the things you have to worry about. You're going to meet somebody online to do this down the third with them. You don't know what they look like. You don't know if they're the real person.
Oh, yeah.
You got a lot of questions. How are we going to do this, what that? So I feel like it comes with you doing it for so long that you're able to navigate it in a better way.
No, I completely understand, because I tend to tell people I don't have like the usual experience with the industry, because when I first came in, I was already a YouTuber, and then I started working with Raheem Shabazz and the LA like content creators, and then I became an international content creator, started working at the Voyeur Studio. So I remember when I ran into another performer, and they're like, no, when you go to other studios, it's very like cutthroat, it's very, people treat you like an object and move on. And even on my YouTube, I cover the wilder shenanigans that people post online. So I'm like very wary. So whenever I actually collaborate with somebody, I'll sit down with them, I'll have a conversation, we usually like hang out, just so I can make sure there's chemistry, because I've been in positions.
I like that.
Yeah, no, because I mean, I feel like if we're about to have super happy adult fun time, especially unprotected on camera, I should be able to sit down and have a conversation with you and be like, nice, cool dude, and then we keep it moving. Because I've been in a position where when I was trying to just pump out content, I went to go collaborate with somebody who lives in Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Empty apartment. And at first I'm like, okay, maybe he's moving. I don't know the tea. He's like, this is my roommate. Boy is like just stationary, eyes dazed, looking at TV playing a game. I'm like, okay, whatever. Tina Turner passed out on top of me. I felt like, have you ever seen Set It Off when Jada Smith had that man on top of her and she just had to, that's what
she just sat there.
She just sat there. I just had to swing my body. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's on, but he just fell asleep on top of me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I mean, I could tell something was off. The energy was weird. He was kissing aggressively, touching like fidgetly. So it's the
fidgety, right?
Yeah,
and it's the grinding
shapes.
of the
Yeah,
teeth. Yeah, and they
yeah.
shape. Yeah. See, I clearly had a similar experience.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's so sad, because you don't want to put people on blast, but you want to warn people about like, oh no, this shit is crazy. Like it could get crazy. And I feel like that's what a lot of people aren't seeing, because a lot of people see the industry, they're like, oh, it's just two hot guys or more, depending on what you want, getting it on. But it's like, no, these are still people. Once the camera cuts off, you still have to deal with this person in your space.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess. So OnlyFans, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So what are you doing on your YouTube?
Well, I can't really say too much right now about the YouTube, but my plan is to have very, very special and high-profile people on my YouTube. So we are going to start off in the most best, correct, whatever you call it, direction, and then we're just gonna dive into like different topics.
Okay. So it's gonna be more like a sit down, get a performer's perspective on certain things. Like, okay, it's nice. Coming from my gig, he's coming from my job. I'm joking. So how would you compare your public persona to your online one? Because I know that when I first started off as an Instagram model, my issue with men coming at me would be, people would be like, oh, you just seem a lot more like online. I'm like, well, I'm 6'2" and I'm buff. That doesn't necessarily reflect my personality. So when people meet me, they're like, oh, you're so soft-spoken, you're so chill. How would you compare your online personality to the real Flaco?
Sometimes I can't. Because, when people see a persona online, they always feel like that's the persona in person. Like, I'll be outside and they'll be like, oh my gosh, it was nice meeting you. You're so nice. I didn't think you was going to be nice. I think you was going to be rude and snobby and this, that, and the third. And it's like, that's not me. There's an online persona, and then there's a persona of just me.
Yeah.
And I feel that I should only be able to show my true self with my true friends and my true family. Everybody else can get the facade.
Okay, that's real.
Because that's what it is. But I'm nice though. I'm not gonna spit on you or fight you or none of that. I will not do that as a content creator. I will shake your hand, because you never know who you're talking to, who you might meet. So
true, very true. And that's one thing I can say I'm proud of, because I actually meet a lot of people that are like, oh, you're the guy from YouTube, or oh, I watch your channel, I watch your da-da-da-da-da. And then I'll see them online, they're like, oh, I met Nicosaesthetics, he's so sweet, he's so nice. And I'm like, I want that to be the message that keeps going on. Like when people meet you, I want to be like, oh no, he was a cool dude.
Because
like,
what was in your head before?
Yeah.
Like what was in your head before?
Yeah, no, that's the funniest part because I did a talk panel for Frolic Weekend, and I met a couple of dudes, and they're like, "Oh, we just saw your panel. I didn't even know you." You know, because when I met you, you didn't give off the vibe of an adult entertainer. I'm like, first, I don't know what the vibe is.
What is the vibe?
Yeah, but if you're like just genuine, it really blows people's perspective, and I really want that to like change the way people navigate like adult film or how they view. At the end of the day, once again, when the camera cuts off, you're just a person.
Yeah. And then you're left with yourself.
Exactly.
And the real you, essentially.
The real, and that's the one. Oh, okay, perfect. You're left with yourself, the real you. Another question I wanted to ask, because people tend to ask me, do you regret it? Because I know when I tell people, because I'm retiring next year when I turn 30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I've been in this game for like 3 years.
Congratulations, though.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It is. Congratulations.
Thank you. No, I was telling my friends, like, luckily YouTube supports all my bills, so OnlyFans has always been excess money, travel money. It gives you the liberty to like travel and do whatever.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, well, I feel like I'm not in the mental space to just constantly just be fucking around no more. So I'm gonna be retiring. So people were asking me in the video that I did about it, do you regret it? And I'm like, at the end of the day, no, because it helped me pay off my student loans. I live in New York City. I've traveled around the world. I've seen things I never would have imagined before, so I don't regret it. Mm-hmm. So what would you say? Because you said you started off more so out of necessity. Do you regret it, or do you feel like, nah, I enjoy what I'm doing?
I enjoy what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it's like this. It's like you shouldn't have any regret for the choices that you make. I don't regret it. Mm-hmm. Because it's opened a world to me that I've never seen before. Mm. I just think for me, and it's different for everybody else, I had to learn how to navigate that world without having to feel like, okay, it's a regretful thing. Because had I not done this, or had I not stepped into this different type of lifestyle, I would have never got introduced to a whole bunch of people, a big network of individuals that I didn't even know that I could even have access to. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a sense of, you know, risk and putting yourself out there and seeing, okay, well, what is the outcome? And for me, I have no regrets. Okay. So when it's all said and done, because you know how they get after you're done, they like to. I don't know if you've seen that other content creator long time ago. He was at the bus stop and they cracked the egg on his head. That was crazy.
Brian Pumper.
Okay, that man didn't do nothing to you, but like, you know,
oh my God.
And that's the other thing that these people need to learn when it comes to this type of work. They need to learn financial literacy.
Oh yeah. Oh, and that's the thing.
Because if you don't have the financial literacy, you will end up on the bus stop getting a egg cracked on your head.
Yeah, and that's what I always have to tell people, because as someone, I used to be a server for like 2 years. So restaurant money, it's kind of similar to OnlyFans, and it's constant fast money. But when I first started OnlyFans, I'm friends with Sean Xavier, and I originally met his advisor when I started. And he told me every $1,000 you make, you take out $300 for taxes. A lot of people, when they start getting money, they don't realize the government is gonna come to collect. Mm-hmm. So you always have to put money outside.
Taxing on you, taxing on your hard work.
Taxing, that's my thing. How are you taxing my coochie? Ridiculous. You
didn't just lay here.
Right. So you always have to be financially literate. That's why I always tell people I'm not like a big flexer. If anything, occasionally I buy a nice chain. I like to travel. I really like vacation. If anything,
is beautiful.
Oh yeah, like I said, because coming from a small country town, moving to Texas, I've seen Spain, Brazil, Colombia. Like I traveled all over the world, Barbados, like just things that I never would have been able to experience. But I always made sure rent is paid. Yep. Money goes into savings. Yep. You have to take money out for taxes, and then you got to find the right tax person to do your taxes, because you're a self-made entrepreneur. You got to it's a lot that you have to just be aware of. So if you're going to get into the industry, it takes financial literacy to make it something that actually is sustainable.
Yes. Because a lot of these content creators I've been seeing is just, they just blow that money like it's nothing. Right. And you put yourself out there for a reason, but there's got to be a reason for you to put yourself out there. You just can't just put yourself out there because you want materialistic things. There's got to be an end goal. There's got to be your stepping stone. And I think that's what a lot of content creators, especially the like younger ones, don't understand.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing. So many people enter in like their early 20s. At least like I say, I think I started when I was like 27. So I knew like fairly certain, I don't want to do this. I need to do this. But I know so many people that started off when they were like 18, they're like 22 now going, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. It's like
did you even go to college?
It's
do you even know what you want to do? You just jumped in.
Well, that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. This industry isn't one for longevity. Like you're literally supposed to, and that's why I always quote one of my favorite performers, Tiger Tyson. When he did an interview, he was like, no, you sit down, you get your money, then you go. If anything, you get your residuals by making a studio if you really want to stay in there. But being a performer long term, it's not gonna last.
It's not. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You gotta have a plan B, C, D, 3, Q. I don't know. You just gotta make sure you have them plans. Luckily, I had plans before I even got into this, so I was making sure that I was set, even if I really didn't step into this. I made sure I had credentials, certifications, so in case if I do this, I have something to lean back on.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Well, I definitely agree. But that's the thing. You, especially if you do have plans, you got to make sure they don't conflict. Because I know a lot of my friends, they'll come to me asking, "Oh, should I start OnlyFans? You know, I'm freaky." I'm like, baby girl, you're a teacher. Like, why are you thinking about like, well, I can wear a mask? It's not. And
when you open that book, you can't just close it.
Yeah, because I always tell people, what you put on the internet is forever. My mom always taught me that. So luckily, I feel like because I do YouTube, I'm like, I'm my own boss. No one's telling me what to do, so I can still get away with it. But I know people in the industry, some popular performers, they started OnlyFans as a side hustle, and then their actual job found out about it and they got fired.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, it happens a lot more than you think about. Because I know Chino Black came online to do a story about that too, where he said somebody in his company sabotaged him because he got a position that they wanted. So they sent all of his videos to his boss and got him fired. So it happens. People are hateful. There are some hateful bitches in this world.
That is evil.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Is like, if I don't have beef with you, why are you actively trying to be a part of my downfall? Just because you see me online and you tend to get your jollies off. That's the thing. It's usually the people like, I'm watching your videos, but I don't like that you're doing them. And I'm like, I don't get the logic.
I don't, and I feel like, you know, this whole content creator thing, we have to tell people, or at least people that want to get into it, like, do you really want to do this? This is not something you're just trying to do to get a little extra quick coin, because once it's out there, it's out there. So you have to think of, if I do this, what are my plans if this doesn't work out?
Oh yeah, because what a lot of people don't understand is that if you don't take off in the industry, OnlyFans is really just going to be like extra cash. Because I know some of my friends, they had done OnlyFans for a bit. They're like, at most I made
3 months.
3 months.
4 months.
Yeah, and they're like,
delete all the videos.
Exactly. I quit because I was only making $300 a month. And I'm like,
it is what you put into it, too.
It is what you put into it. And I always talk about on my channel how a lot of performers don't, you know, they don't focus on the lighting, the camera work, the scenery. And I feel like if you're trying to be, especially if you're going to do something, you got to do it good. Just put your whole, you know, not literally, not put your whole, but put your whole, like, energy. Sometimes. Whoa. But put your whole energy into it. Like, you got to really try to do your best. Put your best foot forward if you're going to sell your own product. But with that, my final question, because the girl's freaky, how has OnlyFans changed your navigation with super happy adult fun time sex, essentially? I had to say it very colorfully on YouTube.
Okay.
Because I know when I started, you know, I thought I was freaky. And then I got into this where I'm like, I'm not as freaked out as I thought I was. Like,
Same. There's so many, like, different things that people like. And, you know, you find out a lot when you get into this industry that you never knew. For me, you know, the happy, whatever, It just really depends, because sometimes at the end of the day, I know that when I'm doing those things off camera, it's kind of like, well, I know you don't like me. You just like what I post on social media. You like what's out there. So that's why you're gravitating to me to do this thing with me. It's not genuine. So I see that time with whoever I decide to do that with as just that time.
So
I don't take it seriously. I'm not put too much thought into it, because I know as soon as everybody's happy and time to go home, there's going to be nothing there.
Valid.
There's going to be nothing there. And that's why I value friendships, connections without me even touching or having anything with anybody.
No, I agree.
There's this one person, I won't say no names, but I've known him for years, and we've never done anything. And, you know, the chemistry it's just there. Like it's just there. And I think that is a beautiful thing, that you can know somebody for years and not even touch them a single way, and you know, y'all just there. That's the type of stuff I crave.
So you've been able to put that foot down on what's platonic and what's not.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's the word. What's platonic?
Platonic. Yeah. So platonic means like we have a platonic relationship, as in we don't like kiss, we're just homies. Because I feel like a lot of people, when they see you on camera, because I always have to tell people what I do on camera is a specific instance. Meaning I find this one person attractive and I'm trying to get like into it. But off camera, I don't sleep with my friends. I don't be kissing on my friends, because I do have friends who are my filming partners, but those I navigate it differently, as in like, yes, they're my friends, we have casual conversations, but you don't cross those boundaries. Exactly. Lines. Like the only time we get physical is if there's camera. So if there's not a camera, like we just be chilling, playing video games, just like regular shit.
Yeah.
It's just when you know, okay, we got to make money, let's just do this. We're attached to each other, and then it's just back to platonic. At least for me. Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's so much to unpack with this world. Diving into this world of content creating. Man, but I'm grateful. I'm happy I did it. And I don't got no regrets.
Okay. Well, I guess since we're currently at 27 minutes, is there anything you want to say to finish us out? I mean, clearly plug your socials, but is there anything you want to get off your chest to the audience?
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's so much. But, you know, I think for me, I'm more of a reserved person, so I don't really like to say exactly what bothers me or what I don't like. If I do that, I tell my mom about it or tell people around me, you know, because I know if I ever speak on some of the stuff I know and some of the stuff that I've seen, or even the drama that I've been experiencing lately, everybody's gonna have something to say.
Yeah.
So,
and that's I feel you, and that's what I always tell people on my channel. I'm like, I feel like if you put something online, you want people to talk about it. Because when it comes, and that's the funny thing, people are like, oh, we know Nico. I'm like, people know my sense of humor. They know my opinions on certain topics that I post on YouTube. When it comes to my personal life, nobody knows nothing. Yep. That's just how I've always been very much like, yes, I may be a public figure, but my personal life is my personal life. I try to follow the Beyonce rhetoric. Like, I'm going to give you the artistry, I'm going to give you the videos, but after that, it's back to my personal life.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too. But one thing I will say is, don't believe everything that you hear on social media. Don't believe everything you see on social media, because if somebody says that this person looks this way or they don't like this person, don't believe it. Do your research, conduct it from there. Don't just go around spreading lies.
I agree. I feel like you should have some kind of, my thing is, if you talk about somebody, if you want, there needs to be proof. Yeah. I'm never going to go by, I don't like this person.
Put an at to it. Put an at to it. Yeah.
Put an at to it. Give me the receipts. I need to know what you're saying is factual before I'm going to run with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot of our generation is online. They're just like, oh, I see a title. Oh, I see a sentence. And they go with it. And I'm like, well, you got to dig a little bit deeper.
And they run with it. They run with it without questioning it. It's almost like social media now is the truth and it's law. Like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
mm.
But with that, I guess shout out your socials.
You can find me everywhere at Flaco_508. That is Twitter, Instagram. What's the other one? Twitter, Instagram,
TikTok.
TikTok. I'm doing a little thing with TikTok right now, so it's a different username. But yeah, Flaco_508.
All right. Well, I'll make sure to have all of his ats at the bottom part of the screen. So with that, I guess we're done.
We out of here.
Boop. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Could you do that from there?
Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3.
Thank you.